Welcome back to Tactical Canine Handler. Today's subject's going to be on fear, the subject of fear. Now, it's quite an important subject, I think, before we start getting into the physical aspects of things, is the understanding and the recognition and the management of fear. Now, I've done every single role within this industry, from door supervisor through to store detective, and everything in between. And I asked a question to some colleagues and some friends, all within the security industry, what scares them, to see what sort of answer I got back.
I'm always scared to death. Always really scared. Yeah, that's what I can remember. That's all I can remember about fighting, about being afraid. I mean, that's a big part of fighting, is being afraid.
Did being afraid help you in the fight?
I would say so, yeah, no doubt about that. But that's what fighting is. A great deal of fighting has fear in it. Fear is a great asset and a great, exponent, so to speak. Yeah, in the fight game. And in life in general, I think fear is a great exponent.
And you tried to use fear to your advantage in another way, too. How would you try to intimidate your opponent?
I don't know. It just happens. You know, you can't try to intimidate. Either he is or he's not.
How would you know if...
Fear is an interesting topic because I think a lot of people lie about maybe not being scared in certain situations. Whereas, you know, for me, I think it could be key. I think the key is to not show it, keep a front on, you know, show confidence. But I think fear, at the back of your mind, can help you make the correct decisions. It can also make you aware of your surroundings, always, of people who may approach you. You know, it might not make you, you know, believe in people 100% or trust them, but having that fear can really help keep you safe, I believe. Situations where you may have to use physical intervention and, you know, you might be shitting yourself because you don't know what's going to go down. I think what scares me the most, you know, in this industry, as far as being safe and having fear, is not knowing who you're working with, possibly, you know, not knowing if someone's going to back you up 100%. People carrying weapons as well, you know, certain clubs may not do searches for weapons, you know, knives, you know, acid, stuff like that. So having a good team is essential, and knowing who you're working with is essential, so you can all, you know, back each other up.
What frightens me working within the security industry? The public. The public do not care. They have no remorse, they have no concerns, and they have no fear. Long gone are the days that people would have a straightener and that would be the end of it. Now you're going to be stabbed in the back, literally. Some schneidy little is going to stab you in the back.
So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with fear, but remember, you know, too much of anything isn't good. And sometimes you can be too fearful, and that can lead to freezing. Now, what you don't want to do is freeze. You never want to freeze, because then you're not running, you're not fighting, you're just standing still, and that's how you get hurt. So, like, fear is very natural, but too much fear is very, very dangerous to you. Very dangerous. So it's all about getting a balance. Know when to fight and know when to flight. Definitely. I mean, fact is, when you working and, you know, and you're doing security, you're doing, you know, door supervision. Fact is, no matter how tough you are, there's always going to be somebody bigger, stronger, tougher, harder. You know, you can't physically beat everyone. That's just a fact. There's always someone bigger and badder and stronger. So I think once you learn to accept that fact, and you get comfortable with that idea, then that's always, you know, that's how I've gotten through a lot of it. Just you know, you just have to accept the fact that, you know, you can't beat everyone, and then you cannot, you know, use other ways of doing things. You know, it's not always about how strong you are. Sometimes it's about how smart you are, and it's about using your mouth and using your verbal communication skills, because, you know, you can't manhandle everyone.
If anyone says they don't get scared, I think they're probably lying. I get scared. I get scared quite regularly. I get fearful. That doesn't mean I'm not able to deal with what's in front of me, what I'm faced with. It doesn't mean I'm questioning my ability or my skill. It's just a normal reaction to the unknown. Now, two scenarios I can give is one maybe as a door supervisor, where you're faced with a confrontational situation which makes you fearful. I'll give an example of you work in a nightclub and there's an aggressive male who's he's young, he hits the gym, he's muscly, he's under the influence of alcohol, possibly taking some drugs, and then there's me, who's worked a day shift, I'm tired, I haven't been to the gym all week, I haven't eaten properly. I'm looking at this thinking, oh God, I've got to deal with this, and I don't really fancy my chances. Don't know what his skill level is. I don't know his fitness level, his ability, his determination. I don't know the fight that he's got within him, if it's stronger than mine. That's a case of being faced with a confrontational situation that I can't back out of. And then on the other hand, we've got another example I can think of is where we have to be confrontational to somebody. For example, I'm the one who's going to approach them. Say a shoplifter in a store detective role. I've seen them conceal items and they're making for the exit, and I'm going to have to challenge them on the way out. Now, that's quite a hard thing to do. I'm going to have to go up to this person and stop them, and as a result of my actions, I might be met with confrontation. Does that scare me? Yeah, of course it does. Of course it does, because if I don't do that, if I do nothing, I'm safe. Nothing's going to happen to me if I don't challenge that person. But I haven't got a choice. It's my job. Well, I have got a choice. I have got a choice. But it's my job. It's what I'm getting paid for, is to go and challenge this person and stop them. So how do I deal with my fear? I've been in this industry, like I say, for almost 20 years. Pointed guns at people, had guns pointed at me, hit people, had people hit me, had people threaten to hit me, got into some situations that have been the scariest points of my life ever. And what have I learned over these years to deal with this at the time and afterwards? I think the most important thing is to be honest, with myself and not kid myself and say in my own head, okay, this is a scary situation that not many people are comfortable dealing with, but I'm gonna. That on its own increases my confidence. The fact that I think there could be 10 people here, I'm the one who's going to go and deal with this situation. I guess there's been times where I've acted a little bit, where I've come across as more confident and capable than I felt inside. And the majority of the time, that's paid off. I'm not saying that's a tactic that should be employed all the time, that's always going to work, because it could catch you out and you could find yourself in trouble. It's like the duck syndrome, where you've got a duck that's on a pond who seems to be just gracefully gliding across the water, but underneath the water his legs are going like this, which I guess it's pretty similar to how I feel sometimes when dealing with confrontation. You know, when the heart's going and the legs are shaky, but people will make you believe that they don't feel like that. So I guess the points I'm trying to make really is the following, is to mentally prepare for it. One, you've got to realise that you're going to feel scared. Once you realise it, you've got to acknowledge it, you've got to embrace it. you got to understand it. You got to understand that it doesn't mean you can't do the job. It doesn't mean you're not capable. Not to question it, but enhance it and use it to your advantage. It heightens your awareness. You have to make sure that the fear doesn't make you talk yourself out of it. It's like saying you've lost the fight before you've even had it.
And comment on this new channel. It's an upcoming channel, and let's show each other some support. Cheers.